In this video, I'm going to be talking about 7-part harmony. And by 7-part harmony, I basically mean 7-note chords. In traditional harmony, we have 7 notes in a scale, but we usually have 3 or sometimes 4 notes per chord because we harmonize every note in the scale with a third and a fifth, or a third, a fifth, and a 7. And this is what we end up referring to as the chord scale. Or just simply the key. And in a key, all of these chords have their own function and their own kind of role to play. And the reason I like working with 7 notes all at once is because it just kind of does away with this. There is no distinction between one chord and another. There is no function of each chord. There is no hierarchy except that the root does remain the same, and there is a tonal center, for lack of a better word. The easiest way I know to get into this whole 7-note idea is to first just think of a mode, and let's say I'm thinking of C Lydian, and then I think of kind of the most plain chord I can play in that mode. And I'll start with that. I'm going to loop that. And then if I know that this chord has a root, a third, a fifth, and a 7th, then I know the remaining notes will always be the 2, the 4, and the 6. And then I'm going to loop those on top of this. And then we get this beautiful 7-note harmony. Now, part of the interest in this as an improviser is there really are not avoid notes at this point. If all 7 notes are happening, then we can use all 7 notes at any given time. It's a very free way to improvise. But as great as it is to feel that free, it does become boring to some extent. So I'm going to add another mode after this C Lydian, and I think I'm going to do B Dorian. I know if I include B Dorian here, I'm going to be challenged to adapt with the changes. I have C Lydian, B Dorian. G natural here, comes a G sharp. The C natural here, comes a C sharp. Now it's also really nice to do the total opposite of this, meaning so far I've been talking about choosing modes that are not relative to each other, so that there's more of a challenge in the improvising and a challenge in writing a melody. But we can do the opposite and choose a string of modes that are all relative to each other and just kind of get this different image of the same diatonic scale over and over and over.